So, welcome to another episode of the Changepreneurs podcast. This is Sunil, your host for today. And before we begin, I think reiterating our message: we are Changepreneurs. We are a team of coaches who are on a mission to bring conversations that spark change, and we are also from across the world. And speaking of across the world, we are also bringing now a conversation that's across multiple experiences and generations. So our guest today is, uh, without further ado, just a quick formal introduction of sir. You will, learn about him much more during the podcast. He's stealing from Satish. He's 26 years old with 60 years of experience. He's an international Reiki Grandmaster. Mr. P.A. Viswanathan. And he's been teaching yoga, pranayam, meditation for more than 4 decades. He's a direct disciple of Swami Satyananda Saraswati and also a direct disciple of Sri Paveen Patel, who is the first international Reiki Grandmaster in India. Sir is retired, but at no means looking at stopping. So he's been part of multiple seminars, programs, workshops as well. So he's one of the most sought after speakers, and so we also have got him here. And one of the other things that he's been doing is he's worked with multiple people, created a community that shares daily inspiration for people for the last 4+ years. So, and traveled across multiple geographies to conduct spiritual seminars, Reiki seminars. So, without further ado, welcome, sir. Welcome, Viswanathan, sir, to this podcast.
Thank you.
Most welcome. And also joining me on this adventure today is Vanita, and she's a fantastic coach herself. I will give the pleasure of introducing herself to her. So, Vanita, over to you. And yeah.
Thank you, Sunil, and namaskaram, sir, Vishwanathan, sir.
No.
Privileged to be here on this stage, speaking with you, and just a introduction, a small. If I have to give you about tell you about myself, it's that I'm uh, I'm also a ICF certified coach and very good friend of Sunil. Uh, I'm I'm privileged to be part of your motivational, inspirational messages. I'm one of the people who's receiving it, and I'm benefiting from it. So I couldn't let go of this chance to meet you in person.
I think, sir, my first question of the many questions that I have for you is what's the inspirational factor that drives you at this young age?
It's because of my Guruji, Yoga Guruji, Swami Satyananda Saraswati, and his Guruji, Swami Shivananda Saraswati of the Divine Life Society in Rishikesh. Swami Shivananda is the great Guruji, a very realized soul who brought yoga from the Himalayas down to the earth. Till that time, everyone was thinking that you have to leave the material world and go into sannyas and go to Himalayas and learn yoga and all that. Swami Shivananda Saraswati was the first great guru who told his disciples, go from door to door and shore to shore and teach spiritual things to people. Don't wait for them to come to you in Himalayas. So he told his disciple Swami Satyananda Saraswati, and he told me one great thing. He told me and so many of his other disciples, we have to die empty. You see, all the worldly possessions that we have got, we cannot carry them with us. We will leave them behind, and some of our children, some relatives or others will take it away. That is possible. But whatever knowledge that we gain, if we don't pass it on to others, to our colleagues, to our children, to our friends, and only keep it with ourselves and then die, that knowledge is lost forever. So Guruji told, you should never be selfish. If you learn something and if you find that useful, spread that knowledge far and wide. That is, go from shore to shore and door to door, knock at the door and tell them, this is what I have learned, this is what I have experienced, these are the benefits, please practice. Just like Lord Krishna has told, never look at the result. Just keep doing your duty, never bother what you get out of it. Selfless service without any expectation. Because when we go and tell some of these things in today's world, people are running after money. They consider work as life, not as work as a part of life. And they say, we don't have any time to listen to you. Leave aside listening. Never to practice any of these things. I send knowledge sheets almost every day on various subjects, which is prompted by my Guruji during my meditation sessions and things like that. And hardly anybody replies to that saying, yes, this is possible in my life, this is not possible. I mean, no comment, whether positive or negative. But then I remember my Guruji saying, just don't bother. Whether they reply or not, it is their problem. It is your job to share your knowledge with others before you die. I am very young. I may have few more years or few more months, I do not know. But up to the time, I should carry on whatever my Guruji has told, share the knowledge freely without any charges or anything like that, without any expectation, so that at least a few among those who hear what I say may benefit by that and may pass on that to others. And this knowledge circle should continue forever. So that is the motivation that prompts me to keep on thinking about what all I learned from my Guruji and what I think I can pass on to others. And I keep passing on those things to others. And maybe few, like Satish, I once met him few years back in a Federal Bank. He was the head of the branch here. And like always, I used to tell him, you people seem to be very tense. You should be relaxing while meeting your customers and things like that. And he, being very busy man, never had time to even to listen to me. He'll just say, yes, sir, what you say is right and things like that, and send me off. After a few days of my constant pestering him, once he told, okay, let us sit down and discuss for a while. And then he found that what I say seems to be making some sense. And he was good enough to arrange for a meeting of all his staff. And then I talked to them, saying that you are in a very, almost a thankless job, because people will come and request, and whether you accept them or not, whether you yield to them or not, and if you find that some loan application cannot be sanctioned, they may take it very badly in their mind, and then they start telling all sorts of things. Lot of stress will be there. Sometimes there may be delays, sometimes the computer network may not be working, and all sorts of problems. So I told them, in that situation, you have to be relaxed, otherwise your health will get spoiled. How can you be relaxed in such a tense situation as a staff in a bank, in a reputed bank in Coimbatore? And that appealed to Satish, and he used to talk to me very often about so many other things. And one day it prompted him to say that being in the corporate world and being busy all the time is not the right thing, that I should call it a day and then start sharing the knowledge that I have gained so far with others. And at a young age of around 40, he left a very lucrative corporate job and is taken on this as his life's purpose. So I find that if we keep on egging, if we keep on telling people about certain things which are really suitable for today's modern world, at least few people like maybe Satish and you people will get benefited. That itself is a great reward. That is what prompts me to carry on this mission, and I will continue to do it as my Guruji has told till my last breath. The one ashirwad that he has given is that he gives us the blessing, and he also says that we should be keeping in our mind this thought every day, early in the morning and late in the night. I am very healthy, happy, and productive till my last breath. My Guruji has told that this should be reverberating in my mind and in the minds of all his disciples. I am very healthy, happy, and highly productive till my last breath. Because we do not know when the last breath will be. But up to that time, why can't I be very healthy? Why can't I be very happy? And using this very happy and healthy life, why can't I be productive? Why can't I be helpful to others? So that is what I am doing in my engage. Thank you.
Absolutely, sir. Such a joy to actually sit on the other side and listen to you. So such full of energy, vitality, and all. So at least for me, I think I leave it to Anita to also collaborate. So it feels like I'm sitting with a guru or somebody with a lot of life experience, and this Gurukula system conversation where the younger ones are absorbing all that you are sharing. So it's such a joy to sit across and listen to you.
Yes, sir. Of course. And I was almost thinking from the words door to door, shore to shore, kind of reverberated so much with me that what a selfless act. And with that came this question that at any point in I'm sure many times you would have had challenges. So uh, does anything come to mind when you think of this was a big challenge and I had to kind of go beyond it, or any such incident that comes to mind?
The My Guruji Swami Satyanand Saraswati is no more. He passed away a few years back. His centenary we celebrated this year only. And his next disciple is Swami Niranjan Saraswati. He is the head of Bihar School of Yoga. He will be visiting Bangalore on March 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. I know him personally from his very young age. He has come to my house also when I was working in Jamshedpur. I stayed in Jamshedpur. He has come to our house, and we had his great satsang in our house, and a lot of experiences with the Gurujis. And in Coimbatore, we have got Jaggi Vasudev Isha Foundation. We meet him quite often. And we have also got now Swami Dayanand Saraswati is not there. His disciples are there in Anakati Ashram. We go there also quite often. And very near to Coimbatore, we have got in Tirusur, uh, Swami Bhumananda Tirtha, his ashram is there. All these great people are dedicating their life for serving the humanity selflessly. And I have been in touch with all these, and also Swami uh, Sri Ravi Shankar of Bangalore, Art of Living ashram in Kanakpura Road. I have been in touch with him for maybe now 30 years. From the time he started teaching this Sudarshan Kriya, I remember when he came around 30 or 35 years back to Jamshedpur, he took even the preliminary session for Sudarshan Kriya. And we had only about 12 or 15 people to attend to him. Now, anytime, anywhere he goes, he gets told to 15,000 people to attend to him. So that is a change that has happened. And I have met his father also. And his father took us around in Bangalore. He was also a very selfless, service oriented type of person. And he told a lot of things about Sri Ravi Shankar, how at the age of 4, Sri Ravi Shankar could recite Bhagavad Gita and also explain the various stanzas, what is the meaning, inner meaning in that. It is not the direct translation. There is something beyond that. And his father was really surprised how a young boy, I mean, at the age of 4, could do all that. And the whole day we spent with Sri Sri Ravi Shankar's father, and he told lot of things about him, what he did as a young boy, and then he grew up to a very renowned international Guruji, and he has got lakhs and lakhs of followers all over the world. And it's my fortune that I am reasonably in touch with these great souls, and I've learned quite a few things from them. And whatever I have learned, I try to recollect and connect it with the modern methodology and try to pass it on to people. So it's a if we are ready, that's what my Guruji used to say. The Guruji will come to meet you. You don't have to go to meet the Guruji. Your job is to be ready. For most of us, the problem is we are not ready. If we are not ready, the Guruji will not come. If we are ready, God will come to us. God will come and then be at our side and help us in doing all that we want. This is what I have experienced. Swami Satyanand Saraswati, he told me when I was around 25. I am his disciple. I learned, of course, I learned yoga first starting with Surya Namaskar from my maternal grandfather. I never liked it. He was my first guru. At the young age of 5, he used to wake me up at 5 in the morning and take me to the rooftop in our house, and he will practice Surya Namaskar and he will expect me to follow him. I'll be just sitting and then snoozing, and he will say, "No, Vishwam, come, do something." I will imitate and I will do so many wrong things, and that he will never bother. He wants me to get into that, and I never liked it. A young boy, 5 years old, and getting up at 5 a.m. and going to the rooftop facing the sun and doing Surya Namaskar is the last thing that the boy wants to do. But he taught me that, and gradually I got interested in that and learned quite a few things about yogasanas and pranayam, meditation, and all that from him. And at the age of around 22 or so, I got in touch with, I went to Jamshedpur to work there as an engineer in Tata Steel. And that is where I came into touch with Guruji, Swami Satyanand Saraswati. And he was great. He knew that I have learned quite a few things from my grandfather, but I was not doing them in the right way. I was doing them in a hurry. He first told us the first principle of Patanjali Yoga is Sthiram Sukham Asanam. You have to be very steady, and you must do it absolutely peacefully with total comfort. And that is what is called asan. Viswanathan, you are doing it in a hurry. Yogasan is not done like that. I used to put my head on the floor, and the next second my legs will be up and I'll be absolutely steady. He says, no, it's the wrong way of doing it. You'll have to slowly go up and slowly come down. I told, what is that, Guruji? When I can do it so fast and not lose my balance, why can't I do it slowly? I tried to do it slowly and I could not do it. I used to fall. He told, yes, you have learnt it, but not learnt it correctly. Like that, each one of the things he corrected me, and all that. And then he told, yes, you have got lot of stuff within you, and whatever mistakes are there have all been corrected. Now you are doing exceedingly well. Now I want you to go and then teach yoga to all people in Jamshedpur. That was a big shock to me. I was a young engineer trying to impress my bosses and then trying to go up in the corporate world. So my time is there to please my bosses, not to please a sannyasi, and then teach yoga to people. What will I get? All my colleagues will move away and go up in the ladder, and I will be sitting down below somewhere, just practicing yoga. But Guruji told, I understand what you say, but this is what is good for you. Do what is good for you. and that will be good for the company and that will be good for the nation. It's a two-way game. What is good for the nation will be good for the company, will be good for the company, is good for the department, good for you. And similarly, unless you are good, you cannot make your company good. Like that, he used to tell us. And we used to nod our head, but never used to do that. He is a great man. He will laugh. Viswanathan, are you practicing Reiki? Yes, sir. Yes, Guruji. Are you teaching others? Yes, Guruji. That voice will slowly become less. How many times? Oh, once in a while. He says, no, every Sunday you should do. The next Sunday onwards, you are going to teach Reiki to people. Then I told him, Guruji, okay, even if I am willing to teach, who will come to learn from me? I am a novice. What do I know? If you or some other sannyasi comes, then 100 people will come to me. Who will come? He says, why do you bother? You are again looking for the result. Nishkama karma. That's what Lord Krishna has told. Why are you looking for that? I had no answer. I told him, okay, Guruji, if you say so, and you are a tough taskmaster, I will start from next Sunday. And then for 40 years, I have taught yoga in Jamshedpur every Sunday morning. I used to get up at 4 in the morning. 5 o'clock, we will start the advanced class up to 6. Then 6:15 to 7:30, we will teach for the preliminary class. Every Sunday, we used to teach nearly 100 to 120 people yogasan, advanced class and preliminary class, spending early morning on Sunday for 2.5 hours trying to teach whatever little we know about yoga. That is really tough because the work in a steel plant is very, very difficult. It is not sitting against a kid on a chair in front of a table, in front of a PC or a laptop and working on that. We used to work very hard manual labor and very tough. It used to be very hot, very dusty, sweating all over, and you can't imagine. We have to work 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. I mean, we never know. We are 24 by 7, we have to work in the steel plant because we are supposed to tackle all problems whichever occur at any time. And it was a very tough job. And 6 days we had to work. It is not a 5-day week, it is a 6-day week, Monday till Saturday. So normally we think on Sunday we will come, lie down and relax, and then early morning we will get up only at about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Ask the wife, please give me a cup of coffee without even brushing the teeth, sip that coffee, and then lie down for some more time, relax. Then only for the next 6 days and the next week, we will be ready. Otherwise, we'll totally be gone. All our energies will be gone if we keep on working 7 days. So Sunday is the day for taking complete rest and just resting. But Guruji says on Sunday also you get up at 4 in the morning, take a bath and get ready, go and then do puja and then start yoga session at 5 a.m. My God, it was very tough initially. For a few years, I just could not manage it. It was much too much. But thanks to him, since he pressurized me to get into that, I am still healthy. If I had been sleeping on this Sunday, I would have lost my life many years before. So Guruji knows what is good for us. So many a time we do not understand what is right and what is wrong, and what we think is right may not be the right thing. So I have learnt a lesson that if my parents say something, if my grandparents say something, if my Guruji says something, even if I don't understand why they say that, I just accept it. It is not a blind faith. Modern days everybody says, oh, you cannot blindly accept it and ask them questions and then understand that what they say is right and then only do that. According to my life, I have found if you have very good parents and grandparents and good Guruji and all that, just blindly follow them. You will live very happily all through your life. And I have experienced it, and this is what I am conveying to all my colleagues and friends and relatives, and many of them are getting benefited. So, like that, I have had the fortune of being in touch with quite a few spiritual leaders, and they have all taught me quite a few things. I have learned Art of Living level 2 also, I have learned Reiki. I teach yoga and Reiki for the past 30, 40 years in India and also in abroad. I go to America quite often. My son is working there in Dallas in Texas. So we go to visit him once in a year or once in 2 years. When I go there, I go to various cities in USA. I go to Chicago and Milwaukee. I go to LA, San Francisco, and Atlanta, and so many other places. And I teach Reiki and yoga to people. There are more than 1,000 people who have learned Reiki, and several hundreds of people who have learned yoga from me in USA, Canada, and other places. So
Mhm.
I follow my Guruji's instruction: go from door to door and shore to shore, and try to convey whatever little you know, so that the people around can benefit. So that has been my experience.
Wow, sir, so much you navigated with one question. So I think one of the threads that I caught on is so when you're ready, the Guruji will appear.
Right.
So personally, for me, I think one of the questions I have been sort of asking is, how do I know I'm ready, and when do I know I'm ready?
If you start practicing certain things, uh, you see, normally what we do is we think that we are the body. Most of us, we look at the mirror and we look at the image, and I say, that is Viswanathan. This body is not Viswanathan. My mind is a collection of thoughts, and all those thoughts keep on boomeranging in my mind every second of my life. Then I think that I am the mind, I am the thinking person. Actually, it is not so. All those thoughts which keep on springing, that collection is the mind. There is nothing like called mind. The body, at least we see physically, we can look at it in the mirror, we can look at others and things like that. The mind, we cannot say. Actually, it doesn't exist. It's only a collection of thoughts. So we are neither the body nor the mind. We will have to start thinking about these things in our life. When you start thinking about these things, then the question will start coming into you. Then who am I? If I am not this body, if I am not this mind, who am I? That is the question which Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharishi used to always tell to his disciples. He will say that I am not a guru. I also did not have any guru. Seshadri Swamigal took me up from my penance. He was doing a penance in Tiruvannamalai in a small room underground. And you know about that story and all that. He didn't teach me anything. He absorbed me and he made me realize that I am this. And that realization has to come to you. So you'll have to ask yourself the question, who am I? In Tamil, they say, non yar. That is the only thing he used to teach to his disciples. He says, I am not a guru. I am not going to teach you anything. You cannot find out anything from me, and from that you become a realized soul. You have to do it by yourself. This is your job. It cannot be anybody else's job. So sit down quietly. I have taught many of you the just be practice. The just be practice in Tamil is called Chummayiru. I mean, it's a very great thing. A person of such eminence like Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharishi used to say, don't do anything. Just be. Just sit down. Guruji, what do we do? No, nothing. Just be. Don't even watch your breath. Don't chant any mantra. If any thoughts come, don't even label them, whether good thought, bad thought, indifferent thought. I don't know why this thought is coming, and things like that. Nothing. Just observe and let go. Be a witness. Then gradually you will try to understand who is that person who is witnessing all these things. And then you will understand, and then you will get that soul realization. Why I am saying this is, if we practice these things, And then if we come out of this Maya, that I am this body, I am this mind, and when we start realizing that there is something within me, which you may call as the Jivatma, the inner soul, that is what is really me. This I cannot get by reading Vedas, by Upanishads, and by hearing to lectures and things like that. But this I have to realize myself. What else can I do? When that throbbing desire comes into you, and when you get out of this Maya, that I am this body, I am this mind, and then say, no, I am not this, but I am something else. How am I going to reach that? How am I going to realize that? That is the time you can find out that you are ready. And when the Guruji knows that you have come to this level of preparation, he will appear from you and he will guide you, because each one person is different. Something may appeal to you very easily, and that which appeals you may lead you into this final destination much faster. Like example, somebody may like walking, somebody may like going on cycle, somebody may like going on a motorbike, somebody may like going on a scooter, somebody may like going on a car and things like that to reach the same destination. Some will never like, I have seen quite a few people who will never like to get into a plane. They will say, if I get into a plane, that plane will crash, I will not go into a plane, and things like that. I mean, this phobia I'm just giving as an example. So each individual is different, and the Guruji will know by looking at you, by discussing with you, by various other things, and then he will guide you in the path. And all the paths lead to the ultimate goal of self-realization. So that Guruji, if you get the Guruji when you are ready, he will guide you to that. That is how in my life also, my maternal grandfather came as a guru to me. I mean, he didn't pick all, we were six brothers. Why should he pick me up only and then teach me yoga? And other brothers did not do as much as I did. I don't have an answer for that. And similarly, when I came to Jamshedpur, why did I come face to face with Swami Satyanand Saraswati, and who took me up and then taught me all correct things, whatever mistakes I was making. I mean, it was not necessary for him to teach me all that. He could have told, okay, you are doing something, you carry on with that. No, he didn't do that. Because he found that there is a material in him which, if I help in correcting him, he can become a good teacher, yoga teacher forever. Similarly, we had our Guruji Swami Sri Praveen Bhai Patel from Ahmedabad, who is the first international grandmaster in Reiki in India. He learnt it from Paula Haran from USA. He taught us about Reiki, and I learned Reiki at the age of around 55 or so. Yoga I started at the age of 5 and then became more experienced and doing correct things at the age of 25. But Reiki I got into only at the age of 55. And then I thought, since I'm already busy, I was already a general manager, very busy with my work, very busy with my family, with so many social work. I was president here, secretary there, and things like that. My plate was full. When my Guruji, Sri Parveen Bhai Patel, told that, yes, Viswanathan, you are doing well, I gradually moved from level 1 to level 2 to level 3. Then he told that I should become a Reiki master. I told him, Guruji, please leave me. I am totally full. I cannot take up any more responsibilities, because if I take some responsibility, I have to fulfill it fully, not take it and then just bluff and then get away from that. But you see the power of the Guruji in those days, it's right roughly about 30, 40 years back. He knew that I am going to be a good Reiki master. You see, it's very difficult. I could not understand that with all my responsibilities that I will be able to discharge this at all properly. But he knew that. How does he know? But after I became a Reiki master, I did a lot of Reiki work in Jamshedpur, came to Coimbatore in 2002, and from 2002 to now, There are more than 1,000 Reiki channels in and around Coimbatore, and there are more than 1,000 Reiki channels in USA and other places. You see, something which we think is not possible by us, our Guruji somehow knows that it is possible by this disciple, and he makes him responsible for carrying on that baton and carrying on the torch and then helping people around. He told Viswanathan, I know you are capable and you will be able to do spread this message of Reiki, the healing technique, here and abroad. And that's all. He told that, and I am doing it. I am not doing it on my own. It is Guruji's grace which is doing that. That is how it will happen. If we are ready, somehow Guruji will know that this person is ready. He will come to you. For that, get ready. Understand that you are not this body, you are not this mind, you are something else, and that you do not know how to reach. If you are ready up to that, Guruji will appear in front of you. Clear?
Wow. Wow. So many. I think to answer it, it is very clear, sir. I think in terms of that throbbing feeling to do something, and also be an observer to your own life, to what's happening. Uh, I think I am somewhere on that path in finding out coaching, in making that my way of life. Um, I think just maybe I also needed a little bit of validation saying I'm on the right path. Hearing it from somebody as wise as you is always a plus one there. So, and I think, yeah, chumma sitting is the most difficult one there is.
Yeah. You have to practice it 20 minutes every day. You practice it, you will be something else. There is one lady by the name Asha in Abu Dhabi. She is a yoga teacher. I taught this about 4 years back to so many people, including Asha. To my knowledge, she is the only lady who is practicing every single day without missing a single day. And every day she posts to me what happened to her in that day. What thoughts were coming, whether the thoughts were okay or not, whether she was disturbed or not, whether she was absolutely quiet without any thoughts. Like that, different experiences happen on different days. Every single day for the past 4 years, she is communicating with me. Like that, there are quite a few people. It's possible. Please practice this, just be. And if you are interested, Satish can send you the procedure as to how to do that.
Absolutely, sir.
It's a very
Absolutely.
simple procedure.
So, with
I
that,
think Vanita is doing that. Huh? Are you practicing just be?
I do, sir. I saw your messages in the group,
Yeah.
and invariably, very honestly, the minute I'm a mother, and so invariably when I'm sitting, just sitting quietly, there are almost 1,000 requests from the children, from everyone around. So first it was very difficult, but now I do almost 15 minutes of absolute silence and just sitting cross-legged doing nothing, just observing. And the beauty of it is now I feel like I'm an observer of my thoughts, and that is a there is joy in
Yeah.
kind of detaching myself from me. I think that was the beautiful part of chumma ukkandirukkaradu. So
Yeah.
I think that is the beauty.
Great. So I
Sir,
request Sunil, please practice it. It's a powerful practice.
Absolutely, sir. I think for me, on a similar line, is when I write. I think that for me, when I write poetry, is that very similar experience to Chumarka. So that sitting space and to absolute surrender to whatever is happening. It happens when I actually write. So maybe my path to God, my path to singularity is that. But yeah, I will definitely look this up, and I think this is for me going to be an exercise.
sir,
Starting is difficult, but once you start practicing it, it becomes very easy. It just flows. As a matter of fact, you feel like getting into that.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
very. What would be some other practices that our Gen Z or Gen X, as we call, can, apart from just being, just sitting, and apart from these practices, what else do you recommend that they incorporate on a daily basis, so that they get rid of, at least elevate stress and anxiety? Any such practices?
Just for today, I will not worry. Come what may. Let the whole sky fall on the earth. Let all the water from the ocean come and then engulf the land mass. I will not worry. Develop that attitude. I have developed this attitude from that age of 20. I went to Jamshedpur as a graduate trainee in Tata Steel. It's a very difficult job. I have studied in Coimbatore. I lived all my life up to 20 years in Tamil Nadu, south. Here, the climate is only hot, hotter, hottest. We never have any winter or something like that in Tamil Nadu. At least Coimbatore is a little better. And when I went to Jamshedpur to join, it was a very prestigious position, like IAS selection. In the whole of India, they will select only about 15, 20 people. In our case, they selected a little more, up to about 30, 40 people. A very tough selection. Very tough. I mean, thousands of people will write the exam to get selected, and I was one of the fellows who got a top rank there. After the interview, after the training 2 years also, I was in the top three boys. So it was a very tough thing. So my father told, you are excellent, you have done an excellent job, you have got selected in Tata Steel, go and then join and then work there. I was also very happy that I have done something great. But on going there, I found that it is absolutely impossible to stay. I joined the Tata Steel on December 19th, 1959. You can imagine in December how it will be in the north. And we fellows in south are used to taking bath early in the morning, doing some puja, and then going to college and school and all that. And that bad old habit continued there also. And in those days, there were no heaters, geysers, and boiler and things like that, only cold water available. And I have to take bath because that is the custom I have got used to. 5 o'clock I will get in the morning. I cannot take water in the mug and pour on my head. I will freeze. I will take the whole bucket and pour it onto my head. And that's all. Immediately take a towel and then wipe off. That is the bath. That is the way I had to take bath. And in south we eat rice all the time. Morning, afternoon, evening, night. And there no rice, is only wheat. And early morning also they will eat sandesh, sweet, Bengali tradition. And it is just opposite of whatever I have learned and used to in south, in Coimbatore, Madurai and Chennai and all that. And at 7 o'clock we have to be on dot for job. If we are at 7:01, we will be marked absent, not allowed to enter the works. 7:01 not allowed. At 7 o'clock, I have to put in a signature. In those times, there was no other type of entry pass. You had to put our signature at before 7. And we had to go only by cycle. And Jamshedpur had ups and downs, hilly terrain. My God, it was very tough. And job inside the works was very, very tough. Very hard manual work. So I write to my father, this is not the place where I can work. I will not be able to sustain myself even for 3 months in this place. Everything is wrong. Weather is not okay. It's very cold. I have to take bath early in the morning and do puja. I have to go to the work at 7 o'clock, do hard work. And I can't eat something. And it is something which is not to my taste at all. My father, in those days, no phone. So I used to write a letter to him and he wrote a letter back to me after 15 days. Viswanathan, be there. That is the place for you. If you keep on moving from one place to another, you will never settle down. You will be a rolling mass, rolling stone, gathering no mass. I wrote to my mother saying my father doesn't understand anything. Tell your husband so that he understands. She told, I have been with him for 40 years. He will never listen. Do you listen to what he says? Just as I told you some time back, I listened to my parents. So I listened to my father. Finally, I stayed in Jamshedpur for 45 years. A boy who told that I cannot live here for even 3 months, I may die, with all these things being just opposite of what I am used to. I loved Jamshedpur. Today also I tell you, Jamshedpur is a Punya Bhumi. There is no other place as good as Jamshedpur in the whole of the world, not only India. You must go and see Jamshedpur, then only you will understand. It's absolutely beautiful place. There is a 10 million ton steel plant right in the middle of the city, but in the city you will not see any dirt or dust. And Bangalore, where there are only IT companies, there is so much of dirt and dust all over. And the water there for 40, 45 years that I was there, I used to take the water from the tap and drink and give the same water to our children also. Only for small babies, you may boil the water and then cool it and then give it. Other than small babies of maybe 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, others will just take the water from the tap and drink. I came to Coimbatore, immediately I had to bring a AquaGuard water purifier and then purify the water and then take it. I tell you, that's a fantastic place. And I told my father, oh, this is not the place. If I am here, I will die. I cannot live here even for 3 months. Please allow me. I did not take the decision myself. I was a Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, like that I have been taught. So I let to listen to him. I wrote to him. He says, nothing doing. Viswanathan, stay there. That is the best place for you. And that happened to be the best place for me. And if allowed, I would have continued to stay there itself even after retirement. But then I thought that I should be with my relatives here because I have missed them a lot by being there for 45 years. I could not come for all functions in Madurai and other places because very difficult in those days. It was only Indian Airlines, and to get a ticket in Indian Airlines was so difficult. To get one landline connection from PNT was such a big task in those days. So it was very difficult. So I thought, okay, 45 years I have been here, let me come back to my native place and be with my relatives. So for the past 20 years I am here. So this is how life will be. So we will have to adjust ourselves to our situations and manage. And sometimes what we think may not be the right thing. Maybe something else is right. So we'll have to keep our mind open. We'll have to keep our eyes and ears open and think about what is being told to me. Does it
Mm.
make any sense? Many a times we are so egoistic and we think that what we think is right. The other person doesn't understand me, and that is why he is talking like that. And many a time we miss a very good opportunity of correcting ourselves, of changing ourselves. These lessons I learned in my very young age, at the age of 20. Maybe I did not understand the problems of living and how good it would be continue to live in Jamshedpur. But my father knew much better than me because he has moved around in India all over the place, and he is a disciple of Swami Shivananda Saraswati. He has visited him in Rishikesh many a time and things like that. So I thought probably, though I didn't like his advice, maybe his advice will be good. That maturity should be there. And fortunately, I had that maturity at that young age. It's very important. We'll have to teach our children that.
Absolutely, sir. Sir, it's been a pleasure, I think, to have such a conversation. I think we'll have to tell Satish to get you more often. There is. Uh, but one of the things with your life experience is that you've seen, I think, pre-independence to now, such a wide variety of experiences coming to you as such. So, what's been maybe one or two favorite of your experiences from your early childhood until now that is synchronous with ever-changing times?
If we look at our history, we from Bharat, this great nation, our tradition is several thousands of years old. I have moved around the world in the past 50, 60 years, almost to all countries in this world. And I have never seen any culture which is as good as Bharat culture. Unfortunately, when invaders came into India about 1,000 years back, we never put in a very united front as Indians. And we Indians are so bad, I am very sorry to say this, that we are treacherous. We are very easily divided and ruled, even today, by some political parties. I don't want to name them, you must be knowing them. When I visited some countries in the East, especially in Vietnam and all that, they really curse us. Are you Indians? Are you so shameless? They ask a question in Jallianwala Bagh. You tell that General Dyer shot all these people. Did he shoot? Who shot all your freedom fighters? It is you Indians as policemen. Just because one general told you, you just shot them. Don't you have any shame? I bowed my head down. Very, very sad, I tell you. Very sad. Is one incident. Like that, hundreds of incidents have happened. That is wow, we have allowed invaders, whether it is Mughals, whether it is Britishers or anybody, to rule over us and spoil our culture, thousands of years old, into smithereens. Very, very sad. Very sad. I feel very sad on having seen all over the world. Their culture is nothing, absolutely nothing. Our Sanatana Dharma is so great, and some of our politicians are so illiterate. And just because they want to own bank, they talk so badly about the Sanatana Dharma. I am not a politician. I don't want to support this party or that party. I vote for some party depending upon my conscience. But I tell you, though I am not a BJPian, other than our Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi, no one single person has thought about the nation and the nation's greatness and to bring it into an international stature. Nobody else has done it in our country. He is trying to do something, and hundreds of people in and around in India are trying to spoil that. That's a very sad thing that is happening. And uh, according to my experience, if we do not understand, if we are not becoming a little more intelligent to see the forces that are trying to divide us, if we are not united, I mean, it all started somewhere. I don't want to say that. If we do not consider ourselves as Indians, I am a Tamilian, I am a Kannadiga, I am a Marathi, I am a Gujarati, I am a Bengali. That is secondary. First, nobody says I am an Indian. Why I am saying this is I am very sorry to see I go to USA very often. I go to other countries also. And I meet a lot of people who have come from India and then have settled there and then are doing great work. And they have all gone to very high level CEOs and all that, like Sundar Pichai and so many other people. But when we ask them, they will first say, I am so and so, I am a Tamilian. I am from Canada. Do you speak Kannada language? Do you speak Tamil? They will ask us. But in their house, they'll be talking only English. I am very, very surprised that people who are so intelligent, because many of the people, maybe 50, 60% or even 70% of the people who go from India to USA are all IITs, IIMs and all that. High ranked studies, those boys. Recently, about 5 years back, this happened. We had a small party in our house. Our son is a senior vice president in Bank of America, very high position. We had invited quite a lot of people, and they had come. And my wife had made bhaji, and that bhaji she had made it in coconut oil, so that it It's tasty. That's the way we make it here. We either use coconut oil or gingerly oil or peanut oil and things like that. And quite a few people came and then told, oh, this is deeply fried. And that too in coconut oil. No, 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 I will not take it. And that person who told is a Keralite. He has come from Kerala. I asked him, I know him very well, a young boy. So I asked him by name, hey, you have come from Kerala. How long have you been there? Sir, I have been there for 25 years. And then I came here and I have been working here for the past 5-10 years. What have you been eating there? Morning coconut oil, evening coconut oil, night coconut oil. You apply coconut oil on the head. You put coconut oil and then take bath. And then your mother deeply fries everything in coconut oil and gives. And no sabji, no rasam or sambar is made without grated coconut. Yes, yes, yes. But that was long time back, sir. Now I have come to USA. They say coconut is bad. It will give cholesterol. I told nothing doing. You are from Kerala and your father, grandfather, everybody has been eating coconut and you have eaten coconut for 25 years. You eat coconut, nothing will happen to you. No, 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 sir, I will die. Just because there is some research paper, that too it's a sponsored research paper, who told that coconut oil is bad. I really got cheesed off. I told him, people, you are all so intelligent, but how are you getting fooled by such research papers? They didn't listen to me. I went after 2 years again. Some other research paper came telling that coconut oil is the best for your health. And in all shops all over USA, coconut oil and coconut water and everything is kept right in the front, not in the back. And now all those boys who resisted coconut oil and then fried stuff, they are eating that merrily because some research paper has now told coconut oil is the best. Are we so dumb? I tell you, I am very, very saddened to see intelligent boys. They are not ordinary street boys who have gone to USA. They are the top-notch fellows. Just because somebody is, similarly, ghee is bad. It will block your arteries. Now, great medical specialists like Dr. Hegde from Manipal, he says ghee is good. It coats on your inner lining in the arteries and will not allow any deposit to be there. It's good for your health. But when Mr. Hegde, Dr. Hegde says people don't believe. But some fellow who gets millions of dollars and sponsored research and then he publishes in a medical journal and says something, blindly follow that. If a yoga guru says do yoga, no, I will not blindly follow. Is there any research study to prove that yoga is going to help me? Then only I will do. I will say, Arey, you follow that fellow who says coconut oil is bad, you don't take coconut oil. He says coconut oil is good, you start taking coconut oil. The fellow says ghee is not good, you don't take ghee. That you follow blindly. But when yoga guru says yoga is good, meditation is good, just be is good, Chumair is good. No, I cannot do that, sir. But there is no research paper to prove that it is good. I tell you, we Indians are rather dumb. I can't understand this. I can't understand this. And all this invasion by the Mughals and the Britishers would not have happened if Indians are united. And even today, Indians are not united. If some one poor fellow, a prime minister, tries to make that, there are thousands of organizations, not even individuals, trying to spoil that, to see that India does not remain united. But for Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, who was not at all recognized by the previous governments, we would have been hundreds of different states within India. One poor fellow, just at the time Jawaharlal Nehru was in the United States, he took the power in his hand because he was the home minister and he was the next in command. So he took the power in hand, and within that time, he united all the people within India. Unfortunately, before he could do that to Kashmir, Jawaharlal Nehru came and told, stop. Otherwise, this POK problem would not have come at all. So my study of history says we Indians probably do not deserve this type of happy life. We deserve misery and suffering, probably. That is why we are not united. If we are not united, forget about me and you. We may escape maybe for the next 10, 15, 20 years. Our children and grandchildren will suffer absolutely badly. And we are paving the way for that. Absolute separatism. I am Tamilian, I am Malayali, I am a Andhra fellow, I am a Telangana fellow. Even Andhras have divided into two. Now Karnataka will divide into Uttar Kannada and Dakshina Kannada and things like that. I find it's absolutely silly. We can't think of ourselves. I mean, I am not talking about further thing. If you look at Vedas, I am not different from you. Though Vanita is a lady, Vanita is not different from me. We are all the same. I am Vanita, Vanita is me. I am Sunil, Sunil is me. We are all one. The whole of the universe, everything is one. Forget about human beings. Myself and dog is the same. I am in this Jivatma is a human being. That Jivatma is in a dog, in a cat, in a cow, in a bull, in a tree, even in a stone. That is what our Vedas say. We are all one. That God is one and Ekan Anekan. That is what it says. He is one and He is in everything. And we are not able to see that. I am not able to see God in you. I am not able to see God in Vanita. I am not able to see God in Satish. And forget about going up to that level. I am not able to see you as a person, as an Indian. I see you, oh, you are a Kannadiga. You are different from me. I am a Tamilian. And if a Tamilian comes and then settles in Bangalore, break his car. He is stealing water from me. And Tamilian saying Karnataka fellows are not giving me enough water. And then Bangalore fellows, I can't understand. This is another thing which I have not understood for the past 40, 50 years. After independence, there is enough water in Mysore. Whatever development took place in Bangalore, which needed a lot of water, but did not have that much water. It had a lot of lakes. Of course, all the politicians and the real estate fellows filled up all the lakes and then built buildings. And we poor fellows bought all those buildings also. It is our mistake. We should not have bought the buildings, then they would not have built it. So all the lakes, which are beautifully made by the nature or by the previous kings and things like that, have all been spoiled. I can't understand the logic of setting up a big IT industry in Bangalore where there is no water and pump water from Kaveri somewhere near Mysore, pump it for 100 to 200 miles here, spend so much of energy in giving water to people because Bangalore is a IT industry. Why can't this IT industry be near where water is? 100 years back, I worked in Tata Steel where the steel plant was built in the beginning of the last century in 1904. It was built by Mr. Jamshedji Nasarbanji Tata, our founder, and that person is from Navsari, from Gujarat. As a Gujarati and as a Parsi, he should have thought I should have a big steel plant only in Gujarat. According to our present thinking, I want it in my place. So he could have built a big steel plant in Gujarat where there is no water, where there is no iron ore, where there is no coal and things like that. But see the greatness of that person. In those days, there were no even railways, no roads, nothing. Nothing like this. Gitin Gadkari every day building some hundreds of miles of roads. Whether it is not necessary or not necessary is another big question, which I will talk to you in some other podcast. We are wasting absolutely, killing all our nature by building roads. 50 years, I will come back to that. This 50 years back, when I was in my village in near Madurai in Periyakulam, at the foothills of Kodaikanal. If anything happening in our village, we used to get everything that was needed for that function, including a marriage, within Periyakulam itself. Maybe we will go to Madurai, 50 miles away, and then buy and come. To go to Madurai, we used to have only 2-3 buses. One will go in the morning, come back by about 12 o'clock. It will take 3 hours to travel 50 miles and then come back in 3 hours. Then again go one more trip and come back. Like the 2-3 trips only. The people in village say, "Oh, you went to Madurai to buy things for your marriage. Must be a grand marriage." If somebody went to Chennai and bought things for the marriage, they'll say, "My God, it must be a gala marriage." People went to Chennai to buy things for the marriage. That was all the connectivity that was there. Did we not live? Were we not happy? Was there not surrounding everywhere green? Absolutely. Pure, pure air, pure water, pure food. That's why we are healthy. Now, none of
Absolutely.
us are healthy today because wherever you go, you cannot get pure water. You cannot get pure air. In Delhi, people are not able to breathe, and that is the capital of India. It's very sad the way we are going ahead. Uh, I will talk about that in greater detail later on. Now, coming back to the way that India got totally spoiled is absolutely due to the silly behavior of Indians. We do not consider ourselves as Indians. Forget about this. As I told you, I should look at everybody, including a stone, as me. That is the ultimate thing. But can we not at least look at ourselves as Indians first? I have never met one single person in USA who has ever told me I am an Indian. He has always told I am a Gujarati, I am a Punjabi, I am a Kannadiga, I am a Tamilian. And after Tamilian also, are you Brahmin? Are you non-Brahmin? Are you Madaliyar? Are you Chettiar? My God, we are we are absolute fools. I'm not talking about ordinary people down in the village or something like that. I'm talking about highly educated fellows, top-notch fellows from IIT and IIM. This is the type of thinking that we have got. We will never be united. We will never be united. What do you think in your own mind? What do you teach to your children? Do you ever tell them that, tell I am an Indian? Have you ever talked to your children like that? Have you ever talked to your friends like that? Have you ever told when you are asked first that I am an Indian? I feel very sad about this. We have to take up this with cudgels to say that each one of us, we are proud to say that I am an Indian.
Absolutely, sir.
If we don't do that, we are doing a great service for our children and grandchildren. They are going to suffer in a divided country. There are
Mm,
forces to see that we do not become the third largest economy in this world. As a united India, we can achieve that. And that cannot be spoiled by others, maybe by Russia, China, USA, UK, so long as we are united. They know that they cannot beat us if we are united. They are trying to make us disunited, and we are falling a prey to that.
mm,
It's very, very sad, and it's looming large in front of us. And we intelligentsia also are not doing, yeah, even a little bit. We keep talking, but what action do we do? What action do we do to be united? Just be united. Do not
mm,
consider yourself as from a Bangalorean. I am really surprised. One very bright lady came to Jamshedpur and got admitted into XLRI, and she became a topper in XLRI MBA course. And she is from Bangalore. I have no nothing to say against Bangalore or anything like that. If you are very happy with Bangalore and you want to be in Bangalore, it is okay. But a top-notch student from XLRI, when the campus interview came, such big offers from various places she refused. She told, if you post me in Bangalore only, I will accept that offer. And she got a posting, very low salary offer in Bangalore, and she was very happy. I am happy with that being in Bangalore. I mean, affinity to your native place, to your thing is okay, but not a very blind this one attachment. This is attachment. This is not affinity. Too much of an attachment. Too much of attachment to Kannadiga. Too much of attachment to Tamilian. Too much of attachment to Malayali. It's wrong. It's bad. Be attached to Indian. Be a Bharatiya. I don't know. We never think about it or talk about it in any forum. Not even in our houses. Don't we
Mhm.
see this problem looming large in front of us that people are trying to divide us? They are dividing us by languages, by caste, by creed, by religion. No,
Mm.
please do not fall prey to that. By looking at the history, don't we learn that we have all been slaves to Mughals and British? Things like it. That's a message I want to give on looking at the history.
Absolutely, sir. So it's been a fascinating conversation with you. I think there is still a lot more podcasts to be had with you. One final question for this episode, in terms of uh, any additional learnings or a message that you leave to the audience.
I met one great saint recently. He told, be happy every moment of your life. Don't do anything else. Just be that. I asked him, if you ask me not to do anything else but being happy all the time, how is it possible? He says, all the time we do something for ourselves or for our relatives and friends, things like that. This moment onwards, you only start thinking of others. Keep others happy. Happiness will come chasing you. You don't have to do anything to be happy. Do you understand? He asked me. I told, yes, sir. Now I understand. I should not do anything for me to be happy. I should do everything for others to be happy. And if others are happy, happiness will come chasing me. Can we all take a pledge right now that we will do all that is possible? I mean, we don't have to spend crores of rupees, lakhs of rupees, or even thousands of rupees. Whatever little we can do every day, do one random act of kindness. If possible, three random acts of kindness. Even just saying thank you. You look beautiful. Vanita, you look beautiful.
Thank you, sir.
Sunil, your t-shirt, your jibba looks very nice. What a beautiful color it is. And
Yeah.
your mustache reminds me of Veerappan. Are you anywhere related to him? Something like that, you crack a joke or make another fellow laugh or even shout at you and let him out of the present mood in which he is. Many people are in a depressed mood. Even at times, making them slightly angry or slightly sad is also okay. Move them away from what they are, then they will become happy. Continuing to be in the same state of mood, happiness, sadness, worry, anger, is bad for the mind, bad for your heart. Change.
Wow.
Try to make others, to the extent that possible, happy. Happiness will come chasing you. And your motto in life for each one of us should be happy every moment of your life. How to do
Wow.
that? Keep others happy.
Wow. Absolutely, sir. I
That's so
think
deep and so beautiful,
so
right?
beautiful. So beautiful. And yeah, so a great, a great point of pause for us to, pause this podcast here today. And I think also a compliment from your end is that, you being 26 years old with 60 years of experience.
No, no, no. 16 years young and 70 years experience. Why are you making me so old? Sweet 16.
So we would love to have the same energy of Sweet 16. So, kudos to your energies and absolute gratitude to have you here today and share at least one bit of a small, one drop of water in an ocean full of wisdom to all of us. So much gratitude to you and your presence today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. I enjoyed
Pleasure
talking to
having
you.
you.